The Edo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has urged Osarodio Ogie, the deputy governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the September 21, 2024 governorship election, to immediately resign his position as secretary to the state government. The Edo State APC acting chairman, Emperor Jarrett Tenebe, made the call in a statement made available to journalists in Benin City, barely 72 days before the governorship election in the state. According to him, by remaining in office while posing as a running mate in the gubernatorial election, Mr. Ogie is also in violation of the public service rules, which prohibits a public servant from using public resources to fund. Reacting to the call for the SSG's resignation by APC, the Edo State Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Chris Nehikare, said the SSG is within the law and has not broken the law. He says, SSG will resign when it is time for him to resign. It is not the APC that will tell him when to resign, he stated. Let me start with you. You are a legal practitioner. What does the law say with regards to this?
I cannot
quote it.
Yes, I cannot get it. But yes, there are provisions of the law that requires any executive office holder to resign. I think it's, I don't know if it's 60 days or 90 days. I cannot actually get it now. But there is a provision like that requires public office holders to resign. And again, these things are not public resignations are not public ceremonies. You know, because like I was always telling people during the 2023 election that was just conducted, when some people were saying that Governor Sim have not resigned, this person have not resigned, these people have not resigned, and they are still holding office. They are going against the law. And I was telling people that if I am the one that appointed Governor Sim to hold office, Governor Sim can resign at whenever I think he has resigned. Resignation is not a public, like I said, it's not a public ceremony. If he has resigned, it does not need to come to public or say he has resigned. It is the appointer that determines when the person has resigned or not. And so therefore, the resignation issue is either you are playing politics with it or you are not playing politics with it. Because if you just like the issues of defection, if I have resigned now, if I'm an SSG and I have resigned, do I need to come to the public to announce that I have resigned? No. It is the appointer, which is the governor, that I just sent my letter to, thank you, I have resigned, I'm going. And I don't need to come to the press.
Going by the fact that you're running a public office.
It is.
Are you not giving the opposition? Are you not giving the opposition weapon to use against?
Yes, it is my discretion. It is within my discretion to decide whether it is going to be for my own political profit to go public and say I've resigned, or it's not going to be to my political profit. In any case, I wish I have laid my hands on the position of the law. Just keep my mind. I think I know it's somewhere around 60 days or 90 days. Before coming here, I would have been able to tell you that, okay, if he still has a time, or if he does not have the time. But the SSG knows when to resign and when not to resign. He knows the law. And whatever he's doing, if he has not resigned, whatever he's doing will be to his own credit or discredit. But again, the governor, which is Godwin Obaseki, is the one that appointed him. Godwin Obaseki will tell us when he resigned and when he has not resigned. At the appropriate time, he will tell when he did resign and when he did not resign. And so therefore, I am saying that anything can be said to be a resignation at any time.
All right. Gochu, what is your take?
Choma, this resignation is like a declaration of asset in Nigeria. It's always shrouded in secrecy. It's always the shenanigans which politicians use in deceiving the unsuspecting public. And those who are even talking about it are those who are in the corridors of power, or those who are in the opposing side. It has nothing to do with the ordinary Nigerian. It has even nothing to do with some journalists who don't do their due diligence in terms of, going for undercover reporters. So whether the SSG is resigning or not is only for the APC to put a a monitoring mirror, so to say, in our local parlance on him, to teleguide him, to begin to get feelers and insiders to see truly when he will resign, because it can be backdated. It's only in Nigeria. You see what Trump is going through in the US, because the documents are there for you to see. But if it's in Nigeria, when documents are backdated, nobody blinks an eye, because our data system is not functional. Because you can, if politicians, somebody want to go and vie for an elective office, since the person finished university and started working, has not paid any tax, has not even contributed anything to the well-being of the Nigerian state, but immediately has an intention or interest to go into elective office position, he goes and pay the backlog of the time he thinks he has not paid tax, and the tax office will shield him. You know, there are loopholes. This is where they make their money. There are loopholes for them to fix in all those dates. And you can go to court as long as you want, but the tax office is there to protect the person because of dates. So, like what he said about Governor Fubara when he was Accountant General, I think the politicians have a way of doing those things. Most of where you can see maybe from the time his chances of resignation will come to fore, you see that he no longer signs praise statements. He no longer indulges himself in doing the official documents. He now does it by proxy.
Exactly.
He does it by proxy. This is Nigeria. He will sit there and finish his tenure, but go and verify. So, see, there was a time, let me give you a little analogy. Before you become a Catholic priest, there are some, in the final lap of your formation, there are some texts you are asked to conduct. When you do that, it will not be signed. See, Choma, do you know what happened? In a case we had in Europe, somebody masterminded, the bishop mandated somebody to go and supervise that process. The person wanted to shield somebody. And in that particular test result, the chief lab tech refused to append his signature. But he conducted the test, wrote out the whatever that he saw, and gave to the person without appending. When it came to, after the ordination of the so-called priest, those things came to the fore. And when they called the chief laboratory officer in the Catholic hospital, he said, "My lord, see if you will see my signature in the so-called test results." And that was what vindicated him. He now pushed it to the person that the bishop gave to supervise. This is what happens in Nigeria. It's a very clear indication of the wrath in the system of governance. You will see the SSG of Edo State, we see out his tenure. What he do is that those documents that he ought to sign, he begin to shy away from them. So that by the time APC will go to court, we see you make press statement, we see you dish out those things, but go and verify. You cannot catch him by the signature is appended. And this is where it will lead. So they are crying hull and foul, and they know the intricacies of the politics, and they know how it's played. That's why they are shouting. If you are my opponent in a football field, I won't tell you how to score me. I would rather ambush you and wait for the time for me to strike. But for APC to do this, they know all the blanket secrecy that goes on, as my brother have really said. At the end of the day, you cannot find him wanting or something to use in holding him to account.